Thank you very much. Mr. Caram, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Webster, Ranking Member Titus, Ranking Member Larson, and members of the subcommittee. Thank you for inviting me to speak today on the vital subject of pipeline safety. My name is Bill Caram, and I'm the Executive Director of the Pipeline Safety Trust. The Pipeline Safety Trust was founded after the 1999 Olympic pipeline tragedy in Bellingham, Washington. That entirely preventable failure spilled gasoline into a beautiful salmon stream in the heart of our community, which ignited and killed 3 boys. The U.S. Justice Department was so appalled at the operations of the pipeline company and the lax oversight from the federal government that they asked the courts to set aside money from the settlement to create the Pipeline Safety Trust as a national watchdog on the pipeline industry and its regulators. I look forward to the day when I can tell you that there have been no fatalities since the last time I testified, but today is not that day. The last 2 years have been the deadliest 2-year period for pipelines in nearly 15 years, since the 2-year period that included the devastating PG&E pipeline explosion in San Bruno, California, widely considered a low point for pipeline safety. I warn you that my message is largely the same as my previous opportunities to testify before the subcommittee, and that's because the state of pipeline safety is largely the same. We continue to languish with consistent poor performance, with a significant incident almost every day, and 30 people killed over the last 2 years. In December, the NTSB held a board meeting to discuss the 2023 UGI Utilities pipeline failure in West Reading, Pennsylvania, that killed 7 people and injured 11. The failed piece of pipeline infrastructure was made from ADDL-A plastic. PHMSA has known these ADDL-A components are prone to failure for decades. The NTSB is also investigating an Enbridge pipeline failure that occurred in November in South Jordan, Utah, that killed a 15-year-old child. The preliminary report finds that the failed pipeline was also ADDL-A. Atmos Energy, a large gas distribution pipeline operator in the Southeast, has had a string of deadly failures with troublingly common patterns. An NTSB investigation of a 2018 home explosion that took the life of a 12-year-old girl while she practiced her cheerleading routine found that the failed pipeline was part of an under-maintained system full of leaks that had led to fires in neighboring homes in the preceding days. Neighbors had complained repeatedly about the smell of gas. Atmos didn't find any leaks they deemed to be hazardous before the home exploded. Then just last year in Jackson, Mississippi, a pipeline-fueled home explosion killed the 82-year-old wife of a community pastor. An NTSB preliminary report found that the failed pipeline was part of an under-maintained system full of leaks that led to another home explosion in the following days. Neighbors had complained repeatedly about the smell of gas. Atmos didn't find any leaks they deemed to be hazardous before the home exploded. Again, if I'm repeating myself, it's because operators are repeating their mistakes that kill people. While everyone on today's panel supports the goal of 0 incidents, unfortunately, we have a long way to go. I commend this subcommittee for working together on pipeline safety legislation over the last 2 years. The bill this subcommittee passed has some good provisions. Increasing civil penalties is a step in the right direction. When we try to chart penalties levied on operators against their quarterly earnings, we often can't even visualize the penalty at such a tiny percentage of earnings. So giving PHMSA more enforcement authority, albeit small in this case, is moving in the right direction. Additionally, increasing authorized resources to PHMSA and state programs is another move in the right direction. Not only has the agency been chronically underfunded, but the additional miles of jurisdictional pipe and the potential build-out of carbon dioxide and hydrogen pipelines demand an increase in resources from Congress. Thank you for answering that call. However, given the continued lack of progress on pipeline safety, we need more. There are many provisions in this bill that won't contribute to safety progress. Additionally, there are common sense, practical safety initiatives that would make a real impact on safety, such as fire shutoff valves. These devices can mitigate the damage caused by a house fire that could be made worse by the presence of gas service. The valve automatically closes when exposed to heat, preventing natural gas from adding literal fuel to the fire. These devices are inexpensive, require no ongoing maintenance, and can be easily installed on service lines. As you discuss how to move forward on authorizing PHMSA's pipeline safety program and make improvements to the law, I implore you to think of the empty seats at dinner tables across the country because of pipeline failures. I've been with families who have lost loved ones recently. I've been with families who lost loved ones over 25 years ago, and I can tell you the pain never goes away. Please give PHMSA the authority and the resources it needs to meet its responsibility to the American people. Thank you.